one of those movies where it shows the character screaming, but you're not hearing the scream. You're just showing them, you know, and you feel it. There's no sound to that, but you still feel it. It's like that. So hey, it's Jenna, and we're getting ready to go into therapy, and we're not okay. We haven't been. So I don't really have much contact with the others. I've been having a lot of really loud dreams. The stupid internal screaming, which I haven't had in a long time. Like, and even when I don't hear it, like, I feel it. And the only way I think I can best convey that is if you've ever seen one of those movies where it shows the character screaming, but you're not hearing the scream. You're just showing them, you know, and you feel it. There's no sound to that, but you still feel it. It's like that. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to therapy. I don't know what we're going to get into. So, I'll hit you on the flip side. We survived therapy. There was lots of crying, I'm sure you can tell. So much crying. So EMDR has been lowering barriers, and we talked about this in one of our more recent videos, in surprising ways that like there's kind of no way to predict. Like, we're not trying to lower barriers, they just like drop after doing some processing. And sometimes it's extremely positive, and the ripple effect is extremely positive. Some barriers have dropped for Devi. And so he has more access to outside information, day-to-day life information, and he's been very overwhelmed. As well as, like, there's been a lot going on in our life. So, like, he's not... Simple example. I'm used to dealing with online trolls. I actually have... They're usually not very original. So I actually have, like, copy-paste responses of things I've taken the time to think out a kind but firm response to, and I just keep them in a note. So I don't even have to think about how to respond to somebody being ugly online. And, like, so I've got a callus. It's not a very thick one. We're really thin skinned, so it might be a normal amount of skin for somebody to, like, deal with stuff like this. Devi has none of this. Devi isn't used to this sort of thing. So there was a comment online, and I didn't know he was aware, and it went, like, straight in, and he was so upset by it. But I wasn't aware of that, because while the barrier was low enough that he was aware of what was going on, he was still keeping his awareness from me. So I didn't know, and I didn't know he was upset. And that's just one example. There have been other things from day-to-day life leaking into him, and he's just not used to having that kind of, like, he's just not used to just life, guys. Life is hard. And so he was just melting down inside and doing what he does best, which is contain it, which means he wasn't telling anybody else in the system. He wasn't sharing it with anybody else in the system. He was isolating his pain and his awareness from the rest of us as best he could, except because barriers are lower, it's not like the amount that he's used to being able to keep it from us. So we were still feeling that there was a problem. We just weren't exactly sure what it was. He fronted in therapy because I go in going, there's somebody's very upset and I think it's Devi, and so we call him up, and she was like, you know, what do you think about sharing this pain with the others? And he was like, I hate that idea. Why would you do that? And she was like, you know, he was like, I don't think it'll help. You know, in a parking lot, in a public place, making my video like I do. And she was like, you could try it. He also hated that idea. But despite me being like he wasn't sharing with anybody, he's a team player. He just feels like to be a team player means you don't share your pain with anybody so that everybody else can play at their highest level, and you just suffer alone in silence. So which yeah, it's hard when like his whole existence has been that, to be like, that's no, that it feels very wrong to him to share his pain, like fundamentally wrong. So but he's gonna try, and we're gonna try and help him, and JA is specifically gonna, y'all know her if you watch my channel, like she's a little prickly around the edges, and she's got that prickly energy, and she was like, you know, like, listen the fuck up, we're here for you, kind of. Yeah, so I do feel better, and I feel a lot less dissociative than I did going in, which is great, because that is not my favorite feeling. So all right, yeah, that's the update, that's the therapy, the progress, the whatever it is, that's the journey. There you go. That's D.I.D. day today. So I'll catch you guys later.
Hey guys, special shout out to our Patreon patrons, Egar and Co. and the Dissociative Cafe. The Dissociative Cafe is a new website gathering together information for people with D.I.D. There's also sections there for community and even a Discord. So that might be a resource you want to check out. And once again, thank you guys for supporting us. Bye.